Hi everyone, it's Saul. One of the most frequently asked questions on my videos, live streams, and basically anything I post on social media is simply, why? Why did you post this? Why did you make it? Why are you even on this platform? Hell, why do you even exist, and why do you constantly feel the need to remind me of your existence? Well, today I thought I'd try and answer that question, not because the people who ask it are in any way sincere or deserving of an answer, but because others may be genuinely curious about why I make the kind of content that I make. If you've followed me for a while on TikTok or YouTube, you may have noticed that my content is kind of all over the place. 1 minute I'll be streaming Euro Truck Simulator, the next I'm reviewing a Lego set, playing the piano, or explaining the history of gender-neutral pronouns. And it may seem that these videos are completely unconnected. In reality, of course, every video that I make is important to my broader goal as a content creator, and here's why. Let's begin by focusing on the queer discussion videos that I make. I've made many video essays discussing various aspects of the trans experience, such as am I happy, can you always tell, and is being trans a choice? Now, the purpose of these videos is to be educational, but educational to who? Well, the way I see it, there are mainly 3 types of people who watch my essay-style videos. Firstly, there are the people that are already familiar with the subject matter. These are people who are well versed in the topics that I discuss, but may be eager to learn more, or simply wish to support a queer content creator. I get a lot of comments from this group, and as lovely as they are, and with the greatest of respect, I don't make videos for you. I'm glad that you're here, and I do hope that you'll stay, but you already know what I'm talking about. You're already familiar with this stuff, you're already supportive of the trans community, and there's not really much more that I can teach you. But thanks for sticking around anyway. The second group of people are those who are wholly unfamiliar with the topics that I discuss. And not only are they unfamiliar, they're also uninterested. They don't know the first thing about trans people, and they don't want to know. These are the sort of people who usually leave one-word comments like bloke or man, and they're an almost single-minded entity. Seriously, on my latest video I got over 200 comments that just said, "What the hell is even that?" I get the reference, but at least try to be original, guys. Of course, while comments like this make for a good laugh, and it's fun to point out the irony of people who call me a brainwashed cultist whilst simultaneously being totally incapable of leaving a comment that isn't one of 5 preset phrases, I don't make videos for you either. You can only teach people who are willing to learn, and these people are not. By all means, leave a comment about my Adam's apple or broad shoulders if it makes you feel better about yourself. You won't be the first, and you certainly won't be the last. The third and final group of people who watch my videos fall somewhere between groups 1 and 2. These are people who are not wholly familiar with the subject matter, but they're interested in learning more, even if they don't realise it until they're actually watching the video. Every now and then I'll get a comment along the lines of, "Wow, you've really changed my perspective on this," or "This video really helped me to understand," or even, "I was gonna hate, but you make a good point." And if you've left one of those comments in the past, thank you. Because you are the people I make videos for. I make video essays here on TikTok because I want to help people to understand the trans experience. Not everybody wants to learn, and not everybody needs to. But that sweet spot in the middle, those people who are willing to admit to themselves that there's more to learn and be willing to learn it, you are my target audience. And if I can get just one person to say, "You know what? I didn't really understand this, but I do now," well then that'd make this whole thing worthwhile. Now that feels like a perfect place to end the video, doesn't it? However, I did also promise that I'd explain why I make these videos. Whoa! No, whoa! Dickhead. Are you girly pop? I have my moments. That joke doesn't work, there were already 4 Beatles. But today's video isn't about me. It's about Luna, my Phidippus ardens jumping spider. Let's discuss. The reason I make videos on such a wide variety of topics is because I have such a wide variety of interests. That might seem like a bit of a cop-out answer, but consider. A common criticism of trans people is that we make being trans our whole personality, that we're shallow, one-dimensional creatures who can't talk about anything but being trans. Of course, my gender identity is a huge part of who I am, but there's so much more to me than that. I am a hiker, a pianist, a spider lover, a Lego fan, a gardener, a train enthusiast. All of these things are just as important to me as my gender. They're all pieces of the jigsaw that is Saul Ashbridge. We are all complex individuals, we all have so many different aspects that make us who we are. But too quickly do we judge people based on just one piece of their jigsaw. When you stumble across someone's video on your For You page, it's very easy to assume that what you're seeing of that person is all there is. And that's why I make the videos that I make. To show you who I am. To hopefully make you see that trans people, like myself, are just people. People who are every bit as complex, every bit as unique, every bit as deserving of kindness and respect as anyone else. And though our differences may define us, we should never allow them to divide us. Thank you.